We would be talking about some of the most important questions for your NET examination 2020. Now, some of the most important topics for higher education. The first one, important one is RUSA. Focus on Samragya Shiksha, Impress, Equip. So, those are some of the major schemes that we would be focusing today. Besides that, a lot of topics. So, the first one is RUSA, which is Rashtriya Uchatar Shiksha Abhiyan. Now, this is a centrally sponsored scheme started back in 2013, aim to bring in funding for higher education in India. Now, this would focus on the quality of higher education, availability of faculty, bringing in much more capacity building, and better provisions for weaker sections of the society, minorities, and differentially abled people. So, there is an idea to increase the gross enrollment ratio to 30% by 2020, bringing in much more accessibility, equity, and access to higher education, and identifying the existing gaps for higher education. We have creation of new universities which has been coming up through upgradation of the existing autonomous colleges and the conversions of colleges into clusters. So cluster university is again very important. We have covered cluster university in one of the separate lectures. So what are the primary concepts under RUSA? We are focusing on creation of universities, upgradation of basic facility, infrastructural developments, new model colleges, cluster universities, infrastructural grants, research, innovation, bringing in much more better recruitment processes, job placements, capacity building, and much more reforms in higher education. The next is Samragya Shiksha. As the name suggests, Samrag means holistic. So it's a kind of holistic development from preschool to grade 12, and it subsumes three major schemes. Those are Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan, Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan, and teachers education. There is quality education and enhancing the learning outcome that is seen, and bridging any kind of social and gender gaps that are seen. Now, what are the major features that we focus on? It focuses on, as we said, holistic development, holistic approach, digital education, quality of education, inclusion in education, bringing much more platforms for physical education, sports, and bringing a regional balance. Now, ragging has been one of the major concerns and has been defined by Supreme Court under the Vishwa Jagrati Matter 1999. Any disorderly act which is either verbal, spoken, written, oral, or any unruly behavior that is seen is considered part of the ragging. So you have certain guidelines for the same. Now UGC has brought about the guidelines where the categorization for ragging has been done under different steps, which is available in the handouts. You can go through those. Now government has been taking specific steps. You have states which have come up with their own rules and regulations, and what is recommended is monetary fine, which could be there, cancellation of the university curriculum, imprisonment up to 3 years, and incentivizing the wardens for a good conduct of behavior. Later on, you had RK Raghavan committee that was part of it, and which committee was part of anti-ragging policy is again an important question. You could have similar question directly being asked from this section, so be very careful about it. The next is the UGC online courses regulation 2018. Now since 2018, all the major higher educational institutes, which we call as HEIs, are now allowed to conduct certificate courses, diploma courses, and degree courses in a full-fledged online mode. Now this would bring in much more sanctity in admission, bring in teaching learning platform, a better examination platform, and the start duration, end duration would be disclosed by each of the higher education institutions on their websites. Now which of the institutions are eligible for the same is very important question. The institution must have 5 years of existence, must be accredited by NAC, that's the National Assessment and Accreditation Council, and have a valid score of at least 3.26 on a 4-point scale. Now these are the criteria based on which an institution can be a online institution which can provide courses in a fully online mode. Now, what are the modalities for offering the online programs are again important. The next is Impress scheme. This was an initiative of Ministry of Human Resource and Development implemented by Indian Council for Social Science Research, started in 2018. The idea was to identify the gaps in social studies, bring in much more better social studies researchers in India, and these are the 11 platforms and the 11 themes on which Impress scheme actually works. So again, it's important. Now, who all are eligible? So all the universities, center, private, state, and the ICSSR research institutes are eligible for it. Retired faculty can also apply for the same. Individual scholars can apply for at least for a maximum of 2 projects at a given point of time. The next is Pradhan Mantri Innovative Learning Program. Under this, Dhruv and Dhruv Tara are the 2 schemes. So Dhruv has been started by MHRD. The idea is to select the talented students and enrich their skills and knowledge. So the idea is to identify the best students, mentor them, nurture them, and select them as a Dhruv Tara, which is first program was started in October 2019, where 60 students across India were selected from 2 streams, science and performing arts. They were given training. Students from grade 9 to 12 were part of it, and there were schools which included both the private and the government setup for the same. The next is Shanti Swaroop Bhatnagar Prize. Now, this is a prize for science and technology started in 1957. This is in memory of Dr. Shanti Swaroop Bhatnagar, who was the founding director of CSIR, and this is given for Indian work in science and technology. You have the following fields under which the award has been given. Now, what is the eligibility? Eligibility is up to 45 years of age. Persons of Indian origin, overseas citizens of India, as well as Indian nationals are included in this category, and a progressive work should be conducted for the same. The nominations is done either through CSIR, VCs of universities, deans of science departments, the ex-winner of a Shanti Swaroop Bhatnagar Award, or the chairman of Atomic Commission, and so on. Then you have at least 6 experts, including one which is a former Bhatnagar Prize awardee, who would be part of the selection committee, and awards are presented on CSIR Foundation Day. When it is again important, which is 26 September. Now, Swachh Vidyalaya Puraskar, this is again launched by MHRD in 2016. The idea is to maintain the basic excellence and hygiene and sanitation practices in a school. This has been awarded under different categories for government school, government aided schools, as well as private schools, and you have district level, state level, and national level awards that have been given. Now, what are the parameters under which they consider under a Swachh Vidyalaya Puraskar, which are there, and the certificate of recognition has been awarded to 4 states and 9 districts, which are mentioned here, again important. The next is Atal Innovation Mission. Now, this has been an initiative set up by Niti Aayog. The idea is to promote innovation and entrepreneurship. Universities, schools, colleges, research institutes, MSMEs are all part of it. Based on it, you have the ATL, which is the Atal Tinkering Lab, across the various districts of the country to bring in much more creative, innovative mindset for the students. And Atal Incubators is to bring in the growth of sustainable startups in each of the every sectors of the working. The next is School Education Shagun. This is an initiative where you are trying to bring in all portals and websites under one form, and the Department of School Education in India across various states would be able to understand those. So, some of the schemes and information that it basically focuses on Samragya Shiksha, which we already talked about. Midday meal, which is the second largest scheme, focuses on the nutritional basis for a school going child, along with the other schemes, which are the adult education scheme, Madarsa scheme, MCM merit cum means scholarship. You have national scheme for incentive of girl child education, and so on. So you have the implementation of these policies, which is done across the various institutions, a list of which is given here. The next is again very important, UDISE Plus. Now, this is a monitoring system which collects real-time data from each and every school, and school GIS system has been used, focusing on the geography, topography, and the vital informations, which is through a third-party verification brought about on a portal. And this is a portal where you have the various fund flowings that could be seen, and a performance grading indication which shows the system where states and union territories are graded based on 70 different indicators for schooling. Equip is another very important program, which is education quality upgradation and inclusion program. It is brought about by Department of Higher Education, MHRD, focuses on inclusive quality growth and employability along with higher education. That is the motto. So, transforming the higher education from a period of 2019 to 2024 has been one of the ideas, and doubling the gross enrollment ratio, upgrading the quality of education systems, bringing in much more governance reforms, innovation, and research has been some of the major ideas. So, you have various strategies to expand the access for the same. So you have Samras hostels for under-reserved areas. You have school and bridge courses for bringing much more employability into the sector. And for a global vision, we have the National Higher Education Framework, which is there, which introduces various educational pedagogies for curriculum designing across various sections. School health program focuses on health and wellness ambassadors. So two teachers would be part of it for health promotion, disease awareness, better communication skills, better training to the children. And at a national level, state level, you would have the trainees that would be demarcated. You would have various activities which would be conducted at the school level. For example, administration of albendazole tablets, which is on the National Deworming Day. So it's kind of activity which takes place every year twice. The next is the kind of school health promotion activities which occurs at primary, middle, and high school level, which focuses on various kinds of different diseases which are mentioned here. The next is the role of information and communication technology, which is much more focusing on learner-centric growth. You have technical skills, which is along with the computer literacy, digital knowledge that has been growing, which is bringing in much more confidence for the teachers, and better subject knowledge, a better exposure to the various aspects that could be created. Also, teachers professional development is again very important, which is part of the ongoing teachers training program, and it focuses on the professional growth, pre-service, in-service, and ongoing formal and informal pedagogical technical support that has been provided. Now, Bloom's taxonomy and learning domains are important. There are three learning domains that we focus on: cognitive, affective, and psychomotor. Cognitive deals with understanding, so comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation is part of it. Affective domain talks about enthusiasm, motivation, feelings, emotions. So receiving phenomena, responding to a phenomena, and internalizing or characterizing is important. Psychomotor focuses on the various coordination and motor skills. So perception, mechanism, adaptation are some of those. Now Bloom's taxonomy has been recently revised. All the words which were nouns have been replaced with verbs. So rather than evaluation, it is evaluating. Synthesize, it is creating. Similarly, analysis, analyzing. So comprehension is understanding. So these are the part of the new domain, which are verbs, and the old domain, which was mainly noun. So those were some of the basic highlights of important questions for your higher education section. We will be coming with one more section where we'll be dealing another set of important questions for higher education. Stay tuned. Have a wonderful evening.